Hello, good morning, good everyone. This is our first live video. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Dr. Elizabeth Falade. I'm a mental health doctor, and today I want to talk about how to achieve mental health stability. I've introduced this topic before, but today I want to start with talking about children, the mental well-being of children, how they can achieve stability. Yes, and talking about children, many times we often neglect or maybe underestimate their emotions or their mental well-being. We feel they are just children. What are they doing? What is it about them? Nothing. In fact, sometimes when things happen, maybe they failed an examination or some things are taken away from them, we tend to ignore that emotional aspect of children. For example, if a child's toy gets spoiled, there's a part of this child and they just cry or maybe they just get cranky or just they don't know how to express fully their emotions. They don't know how to talk about it. So sometimes just neglect and tell them keep quiet. It's okay. It's not just toy. You just just one is being lost, and then maybe the father. Many times people don't look at how this affects the children. You just gather the children, put them in the room, or take them somewhere, and then people start to counsel or console the wife, the siblings, but they always ignore children, and this is not supposed to be so. I just want to enlighten us on how children feels and how to help them to achieve mental stability, because this is where the foundation is being laid, foundation for a long-lasting mental well-being. um, Mental stability is not something you just discover or something you step into. It is a way of building your emotional, psychological, physical, and even social well-being. You build it. It's something you build. You build it. It's something that anchors your mental health. Yes, it's something that anchors. I don't want to start deviating by going to what is mental health, what is mental stability. Just let me go to the point I'm trying to make. And it's going to be a short one. So, many times we just feel like, oh, okay, what is mental stability? It is like laying a foundation, building structures that even when things are shaking the mental state, you can always fall back to stability. You can always find like an anchor, like in the sea now, something that anchors the ship inside the ocean. That is mental stability. So it is something that is being built. The sailor does not get there in a day. He didn't learn all those things just within few seconds or just prior to the journey. So it is something that is being learned, being relearned and built upon day after day through structures, consistency, and all those things. So one thing I want us to first know is that it is only a stable parent that can raise a stable child. It's you cannot give what you don't have. And so my coach Wendy used to say that, that's parenting coach. She used to say that you are a product of who raised you, what the person that raised you, what the person knows. So if you are raised by a good woman, yes, Christian, she has the heart of God. She loves parenting. She's doing everything right to help her children. She's doing everything fine. But it has to be what she knows, the level of knowledge that she has. That is what she will use to train all our children. So most of our parents trained us, they loved us, they really, really care about us, but they did all that through what they only trained us with all that they knew. If they had known better, they would have done better. So the reason why they did not, maybe you can feel some resentment towards them. The reason why they did all they had to do is based on they did all that based on what and all that they knew. So we know better, and that is why we are also talking about the mental health of children, so that we also make sure we guard ourselves, ensure that we have a stable mental health, so that we can raise children with stable mental health. Okay, so a stable parent raises a stable child. And let me talk about from 0 age 0. Like, yeah, so the child is love. The child derives love, comfort, stability from the caregiver. Let me just use mother in this sense now, because the first when you carry your child, the first thing it looks at is your eyes. It wants to see your eyes will reflect the emotion. The child derives emotional stability from you, the caregiver. So if you are happy, the child choose to be happy. Yes, it is what, yes, your environment determines the stability of your child, the emotions, the feelings, whatever it is of that child. So if the caregiver is cranky, not happy, depressed and all that, it will affect the child, because that is where the child will get his own message from. So the babies now, they need love, they need safety. Yes, they need to be shown love. And when you show true love, when you kiss a child, a baby now, you kiss the baby, you smile, you talk gently, you rock them, they smile. That is what they need. They need love, they need assurance, they need to be reassured that, okay, yes, they are being cared for. So that is what babies need. And when you carry them, how you help them, how you help their emotions, how you help their mental stability, how you help them to build this foundation is by showing them a lot of love, a lot of love, a lot of I'm talking about 0 to 3 4 years, even up to 6 years. A lot of love. They want to be assured that you love them. Even when you're correcting them, they want to know that you love them. When you insist that no, this is what they must do, they don't have to do that. They want to see that you love them. You are doing this out of love. And so when you carry babies, you look into the eyes of baby, you smile, you cuddle, you sing. It fuels your love tank. Yes. You are putting money into that love bank. So and you talk to them, you sing, even when they don't understand, but they are gaining some insight. You sing to them, you read books, you talk to them as though you're talking to someone that can talk back at you. So it helps them to feel secure. It helps them to feel safe. All right, so don't ignore them when they need attention. Some people think that when a child needs attention and is crying, you have to leave them. If not, they will get used. What's that? That is not good. That is not appropriate. When a child needs attention, you give attention to them. That is what they need. That is how they interpret love. That is love for them. And at that stage, that is what they need. So that is for babies. And so when we now get to toddlers, they are very curious, they ask questions, they try out a lot of things. They can even try your boundary. They want to test your they want to test your own peace of mind. So in this at this stage too, they will also need love. They need quality time. In fact, when they don't get your attention, that is when they start to throw tantrums. Yes, I have one too, so I know. They, they throw tantrums when you don't give them attention. So when they start to do all these scatter things, you know that this guy, this babe needs attention. Just carry them, show love, sing. Okay, do you want to read? Do you want me to sing to you? Do you want to what do you want from me? When you show that the emotional bank, their love bank is being filled up and they are happy, they are relaxed. Sometimes they just want to sleep and you rock them and they sleep. And so this is what they need. They need this quality time from you. And if you are not well grounded, if your emotional state is not well grounded as a caregiver, you will not be able to give them that quality time. You will not be able to satisfy all these areas where they need love, emotional safety, and all that. You won't be able to do that. And some other things you have to do with them to interact socially allow them to interact socially with others. It helps them because mental stability has to do with emotional state, it has to do with your social state, psychological state, the area where they used to think, to reason, and to develop their reasoning ability, so that they know that okay, my mom will not want this. She has said they learn from experience so that those things get replayed and they don't make the same mistake again. So allow them to interact with other peers. There should be playtime, not rigid. Allow them to play alone, allow them to play with their peers. And you have to just restrict that screen time to maybe, like, I don't know how you want it to be, maybe 30 minutes in 2 days or 30 minutes per day or so. but it has that to be regulated and limited. Allow also try to connect with them every day. When I mean connecting with them means you have a one-on-one time with them. It could be 10 minutes. Like, okay, what do you want me to do for you today? I want you to sing for me. I want you to just or take them out around the environment, take a walk, describe things to them, teach them this and that is how you do this. When you teach them a lot of things, you talk to them, teach them a song, language. There are many things to do with your kids every time, and it should be like 10 minutes in a day. You have already filled their love bank. The emotional state is grounded like that. So that is how you help them. Also, you model what you want to see in your children. You model calmness. You want them to be calm, so you have to model it. You want them to be able to think and act. Maybe you want them to act fast, but at that stage, you may not be able to act fast because the way they process things is not so fast. But they model things from you a lot. They model things around. My job. When I see my daughter getting angry or acting in a way that I don't like, I don't usually I don't usually talk to her or try to put her in a stage, I mean, in a state like that. I usually try to look inward and say, where has she picked this? In what way have I modeled this thing to her? Because she got it from somewhere, either from me, either from her father, either from a neighbor, either from a peer, either anywhere she got it from somewhere. So they learn things from people around. They absorb a lot, like sponge, like foam. They absorb whatever it is in the environment. So if you want your child to be calm, to be reserved, to be balanced emotionally, then you have to pay attention to your own emotion as a parent, as a caregiver, as a teacher. Whatever it is that you do, that is what they grab. And before I go, there's one last thing I want to talk about is teaching them how to label their emotions. That because that's where the problem is. They don't know how they feel. They don't know what to say about it. They just know that they are not themselves, but they don't know how to put a language to what it is that is going on with them. So you try to help them. Okay, what is happening? You lost your toy, or you still want to play with outside with your friends. Is that why you are crying? Okay, that means you are not happy. Allow them to know that it means that they are not happy. And so if they're able to know that, okay, this is what this means, okay, don't worry, it's because you are not happy, that is why you are crying. It's okay sometimes to not be happy, and it's okay to also cry, but this is how we go about it. We don't do this, I mean, this is how things should go. After these meetings, you go about and play, or whatever it is you want for that moment. You explain to them in simple languages and allow them to understand the emotion they are feeling. Once they get excited, say, "Oh wow, you are happy! Yes, you're happy. That's why you're laughing. You're smiling. Okay, it's because you have a new toy. That's why you're happy." So let them understand their emotion. That is emotional literacy. That is where emotional intelligence starts with them. Let them know what they feel and label it. Let them know it is okay, and how to regulate it. Hug them, kiss them on the forehead. Yes, kiss them on the forehead or cheek, and tell them you love them. Also, when you tell them you love them, you teach them how to show love. They also show that love to you. That is amazing. They show it to you. They don't pretend. Children don't toddlers, they don't pretend. It is what you give to them that they give back to you. And you'll be happy by the time they are giving it back to you. So please let us teach them. And some of the things that we can do to help them when they are angry is, okay, maybe when they are not getting themselves, they are so hyper, you just give them chores. They like to scatter some things a lot. Just tell them, "Okay, all these clothes," or they like to arrange when you don't send them. You tell them to pack things, to do what they like. Just let them to do work and work and work and work, get tired, and then they sleep. By the time they wake up, they are refreshed and they are calm. Or sometimes you tell them, teach them to maybe blow candle or shake, and you just put a little soap inside water and let them shake it and watch it calm. So by the time they are doing that, blowing candle, they are blowing out that frustration, and even adult can do it. And that shaking of soapy water and watch it calm down. By the time they are watching it calm down, their emotions are calming down. Even it's okay for adults too. So there are few things that they can do to when they get overwhelmed. And I hope you have been able to learn some few things here. I'm Dr. Isis Paladin, and I help people to understand mental health, mental, and to build awareness around mental health. I help people achieve mental stability in all areas, and that's why I'm making this video so that you know what to do and understand what it's about. If you have any question, please put it in the comments, and you can send a DM to me. Also, you can reach out to me through my email, or I have a community too, Facebook community, where we teach people how to be grounded in their mental health. So the link is already on my YouTube, and so you can join. You can join our community. Thank you. See you next week. Thank you so much for the time. Bye.